Kabam's roadmap shows a lot of things in the works for players, including relics, a 6-star arena dropping next week, and much more. We have further info on the broken mastery situation affecting dexterity and parry and a whole host of other things. And where the heck is the Scarlet Witch sigil? We find out more about this character that's coming soon. And much, much more. Yes, hello everybody, welcome to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. Remember to watch the news, otherwise I'll snap. Yeah, that's pretty good, wasn't it? Today's show is chock-a-block with lots of information and things to go over, from the Cavalier difficulty, the roadmap, summoners, the Scarlet Witch sigil, and so much more. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all. Make sure to do that lovely stuff, please. And before we go anywhere, we've got to leave a bit of a thank you on screen to the people that support the channel on Patreon and YouTube here as members. Thank you so much for keeping that support, as it does mean a lot and means I can do this as a gig, so much appreciated. Thank you so much. Over on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live as well, because that's where I do a lot of my live streaming. So if you like Call of Duty Warzone, we do Marvel Contest Champions, we'll be doing so many other different things, then please make sure and go and support. If you have Amazon Prime and you want to give a free Twitch sub, which you can do by the way, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can do by going over and giving that. That would mean a lot to me if you can. Also, those to give tier 1 subs, do donations, bits and all that lovely stuff. Thank you. Let's first of all talk about the Cavalier difficulty. Cavalier difficulty this month, as well as the same thing with last month, seems like it's very much changed up and puts more of a challenge narrative to it. Or better to rephrase that to say that it allows you more to think about what you're doing, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good because it allows you, yes, to think, and obviously it creates it more of a, not just the same as it was last month, but at the same time it does mean that things are a little bit slower in getting it done. Especially with a month where there's a lot of stuff on. If you are like me, you're trying to rush to get uncollected and Cavalier 100% before you're then doing Act 7.2, and also trying to find time to do the side event and as well do the Karina challenges, it becomes a bit much, especially because everybody's going at it to go and do it now. But at least to say that there's new content on and there's stuff to do, where we've had a lot of months that have been incredibly dry. And sticking with the Cavalier difficulty, especially with the Spider-Man fight, which is a little bit annoying, but then it takes time to like properly read through the nodes and get an understanding. Especially when you're kind of looking for cheese options to take it down, like Venom or Falcon. And both of them, with the way they may interact with the node and whether or not it's just not working correctly, it allows you to think outside the box, and you have to play into how the node is as opposed to any kind of champion that can deal with said champion. Going, okay, I've got a Falcon. A Falcon can deal with an evade-based champion like Spider-Man. Not in this time. Not in this kind of interaction. And the same thing with Venom, which indeed requires you to get that Clintar buff. Cavalier difficulty seems like it's a hot topic, especially because changes are being made, as it says here, some permanent updates to Cavalier buffs live now, which is that this track is now being replaced by Whittled Down, and Whittled Down is the defender takes 60% less damage while they have no debuffs applied to them. For each debuff on the defender, this damage reduction is decreased by 20% until it reaches 0%. These debuffs can be the same type. And the Cosmic Challenge buffed up will be swapped out for a modified version of it called a Pumping Iron. But do bear in mind that there's some really tricky things here and there. Like Hitmonkey has a buffed up, but it doesn't really matter because the champion has like an ability for you to gain Fury buffs. So there's some really odd and kooky stuff with Cavalier difficulty this month. But yeah. Anyway, it says like wait, there's more coming your way in June 2021. Stay tuned. Yeah, expect the unexpected with Cavalier difficulty then. It's either going to be some months is really hard, some months is relatively okay. It's a thing, guys. Roll with it, unfortunately. Next up, and kind of similar to what we were talking about Cavalier difficulty and Falcon and how locked on might work, I've seen a few things, I've experienced a few things when it comes to how locked on deals with rock stacks, or maybe some kind of elements of defense ability accuracy, and like how kind of like increased accuracy overrides defensive ability accuracy reduction. Welcome to Marvel Contest of Champions, where things like that are conversations, really weird conversations. So yeah, there was a few posts about this. Someone saying like, okay, well, the interaction's not working correctly. Regardless if you're talking about glancing and stuff, I've seen a few things, and I know Kabam are taking this seriously to have a look at it. But if you are thinking that Falcon is having an issue, as I said, like sometimes I've seen an issue, sometimes not. I mean, someone's saying here, Spidey boss in new Cavalier difficulty event quest is evading while Falcon's locked on. The boss has plus 60% evading chance, but unless I'm missing something, shouldn't Falcon prevent him from evading? And that's, I don't know whether or not like abilities are overridden to the point of like if you max over 110% to like X amount more than the ability actually has for the character, then are you saying like we cannot use locked on to reduce down defense ability accuracy through locked on? We're not able to use Falcon's locked on to deal with the situations of evade because the node itself overpowers the evade that the champion has. Yes, Marvel Contest of Champions related conversations. Don't you just love them? Why can't it be like so simple as having a crisp sandwich? And that's simple enough. That's fine. Yum 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 yum. I don't have any stresses from game and the swipe tap taps and the ability accuracy reductions. That's a kind of a reference to kind of say about something that's kind of like completely mundane and very simple versus something that's overly complicated for what it is. And by the way, if anybody's wondering what a crisp sandwich is, it is a chip sandwich for those that are American. I call it a crisp. It will always be a crisp. A crisp sandwich. It's a Friday, so I'm going to say weird things and talk about weird things. Next up, and it's Dev Diary time. So, what is on offer? A whole host of things. I've done a full video breakdown on this. If you haven't seen it, it is an absolute hootenanny of a riot and has time codes to all the various things, ranging from 6-star arena, relic system, which I did talk about. It just seems to me like it's very much similar to a Gear 2.0. If you're not familiar with this image here, this is from a Chinese version. From what I gather, this is like either the game was licensed and then relicensed out to the Chinese market because they wanted to replicate it back in the early 2016, 17s, if I remember. It was a long time ago, guys. But yeah, there's other stuff as well, like a confirmed date for Act 7.3, Summer of Pain, Grandmaster Gauntlets, the Wish Crystal Strikers Alliance raids. So there's a lot on offer that the Dev Diary does tackle, so it's something to bear in mind. And two of the big things that I was most concerned about, apart from the relics, and relics are just going to cover now. The thing about that is like, yeah, as I said, it's like a gearing system and how that plays into the narrative of unfair advantage. Well, not unfair advantage, but kind of like the gaps between advantages, between those that may be like the paying people in the game and also the most kind of like skilled. Which, if you're skilled in the game, you deserve to have the best stuff. That's a fact. But then what about the lower people on the pecking order? How do they kind of emulate to get up to the top? And especially, how will that have an impact with relics and stuff like Alliance Wars? And how will that kind of like benefit and as well cause more of a competitive problem in that regards? When Arena is concerned, that's something that's going to be an improvement next week, but there's still no kind of like idea as to the way that it could affect things like the infinite streaks, or it could affect things like how much battle chips you get on a weekly basis, and as well the extent of like the possibility of actually getting and the scores, the arena scores, like what it will do for that. Because that's the thing as well, like if it's a case that people are putting in exponential amounts of points, it's going to be ridiculous to get a 6-star, and only the people that kind of like are able to spend money will be able to kind of refresh their champions. But more on that in the video that I did, link is in the description. Next up, and Marvel Inside, I've got some new stuff. We've got 2 new bundles that are coming into the game. Let's check them out, see what they're like. So a Grandmaster hand-to-hand combat crystal. Wow, okay, that's a first for there, but I guess it's, wow, yeah, I'm good. Hopefully Kabam are adding in some more stuff, but this is more shard orientated. If you want revives and stuff, it is definitely not this kind of a month for you. With a lower bundle, again, same thing. It seems like Kabam might have gone away from doing like revives and health potions in some of these packages, so that's a little bit disappointing. But still, if you're looking for something that's going to stimulate more of the 4-star roster or kind of get you 3s to 4s, then this could be something good for you to grab, the Corruption Questing Bundle. Moving on and talking about the current issues that we have in game when it comes to the incursions removing masteries. Kabam Mike did say that this requires a hotfix. and that means building a brand new version. This cannot be fixed server side. So Kabam are working on a hotfix at the moment. So if you see an update, which I've just checked the App Store and it is not there, it won't sort this problem out. But Kabam Zip says here, there is currently an issue where advancing between zones in incursions can cause masteries to become inactive and remove active boost. Please don't do incursions, guys, including the Summoner's Sigil. The team is working on a resolution for this that will release as a hotfix soon as we can. In the meantime, if you encounter the issue, players have reported that restarting the app both fixes this issue. So do that if you want. We thank you for everyone. Yeah, and hotfix, yeah. Right, so hotfix wise, don't know when it's coming in. They're working on it at the moment. When something's become a problem since an update, it's normally like the Friday, Saturday kind of time. So I would expect it either today or tomorrow or early next week. Does it sort everybody out with their problems? No, because they're still experiencing issues. But, you know, if you want to do that, restart the app, or in a case like uninstalling and reinstalling the app, there could be an option for you at this given time, rather than doing any kind of like other content that you've got on your books. And I'll keep you updated with any more info as I get it, but currently it's just a case of a waiting game. And now on to our final story, which is all about the Scarlet Witch sigil. Yes, the mystery champion that was in the game for a microsecond, then was out, then was in for a microsecond, and then out. What the hell do I mean by this? Well, let's go on a little bit of a journey, shall we? So first of all, Kabam have put out some lovely, lovely little pieces of profile picture art that very much kind of go like Vision Television. It's a great name, by the way, Vision Television, and Wonder Television. And it is, as you can see, this version here. For whatever reason, they've been a bit coy in the kind of like the way that this has been seen by the players. The main thing with this is like mysteries, guys. Scarlet Witch was put in, as I said, for a microsecond very recently, so like at the start of this week when the update went in, and then was removed. So what was this all about? Can this character be obtained from crystals? Can it not? And what's the real kind of lay of the land with getting this champion? My thinking of this is in twofold. The first thing being that this character can be obtained by being more of a trophy-based champion. We've had Wolverine Weapon X for the good part of 2020. So what is going to be the 2021 trophy champion? It could be Scarlet Witch Sigil, which is just named Scarlet Witch because she's not Sigil anymore. She was going to be called Sigil, but it looks like she was Classic. So what was the deal with that? People were kind of worried that the Sigil side of things meant she was more of a premium-based champion. But then there's a lot of speculation with this as to like, what is going on with this champion? Why was it put in briefly? And where did it go? There's also an unconfirmed rumour that the character can be obtained through either content, crystal, or something else. So what those things could be? Could this be a purchase type of thing that it could be made through the store? Could it be from a crystal, from some sort of shard? Could it be from some kind of event? The same way that there could be that there's a solo objectives for Karina's challenges and you can pick yourselves up 5-star champions from that. Those are really the things that we need to find answers to. And as soon as I know which and where this character can be obtained, whether or not it's through some legendary trophy means, whether or not it's through some sort of crystal, whether or not it's through some kind of event, then I'll let you know, of course. And there we go. That has been the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching and see you very soon. Bye-bye.